here with me every week for the Gym Masterclass or for the Grow Your Money Club and all the things, I just want to tell you congratulations. Really, honestly, I really value people who invest in themselves. I really value people who take the moment out, who want to do better, because that's what my life is about. And so, for when you guys come here every day just to listen to me talk about some things that I think are important that I want to share with you, I think is great. And you guys do this every week. And so, I just want to just give you kudos right now. You guys can tell your friends. Just you guys can tell your friends, it's not too late to join us because we're getting ready to get started. Okay. So y'all tell your friends that it's not too late to join us because we are going to talk about how to bring your idea to life, how to create income out of your idea. And I know I have trainings on this, and I wanted to approach it from a different angle because I think it's important. Because here's the thing. We all have these $1 million ideas. They say that the graveyard is the most richest place in the world. Why is it the most richest place in the world? It's because there are millions and millions of dollars of ideas that are sitting there. And one thing that I never want to do for me personally, like, you guys, one thing, okay, first of all, one thing I do is I come up with ideas all the time. I am the, well, no, I come up with ideas. A lot of times they're stupid. I'll come up with something when I'm asleep. By the time I wake up, like when I'm asleep, I wake up. I've been in, bought the domain, right? I had this brilliant idea when I was asleep. By the time I wake up, I'm like, that was so stupid. That was so dumb. So if you go into my GoDaddy, I got like 50 or 60, maybe 70 domain names of just ideas that I've had. It costs $10 to make a domain, but that's the first thing that I do. But I don't have these great ideas. See, the thing about me is I'm an executor. And so I tend to glean to other people who have great ideas. A lot of the things that I've done in life, in business, have been has been a result of just me talking to other people sharing their ideas with me, people doing things. And a lot of times, a lot of people will talk about what they're about to do, but they'll never do it. And so I'll take different ideas and I'll say, that would be great to implement. I'm an implementer. I'm an executor. There's a saying that the idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it, but he who executes it. And so if you are a person who has a great idea, either you need to get with somebody who executes it. Maybe you partner, maybe you become a joint venture partner, or you need to get on the ball and start executing. And the great thing is we have access to so many tools now, with AI and ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini and Copilot, all these tools out here that we can make it happen. And so my goal is to just help you to just try to figure out what does that look like? So let me ask you a question. How many of you have an idea that you've been wanting to push out for a long time? I just want to see, I just want to kind of take note of who's in the audience, who's watching, who's rocking with me today. So how many of you have an idea? I say I have an idea that I want to execute. So put that in the comments. I see Carla said, LOL, that's me. Deborah said, I need to take my ideas to the marketplace because Deborah will win. That's what the hell I'm talking about, Deborah. Yes. Okay. Me. Miss P said me. Okay. Who else has an idea that they need to turn into income or that they've just been sitting on? Teresa said, I have two. Yeah. Teresa said, I have two ideas. Okay. Carla said, I have more than one idea. Okay. Okay, good. Kayla Rose said, I have me as well. Okay, good. And oh, by the way, if you're watching from, outside, if you're watching from Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, go to gymmasterclass.com and come inside here so that we can engage with you, because at the end, I'm going to give a free little gift that's going to help you to take your idea and take it to the next level. So go to, I don't even think I have it in here. I'm going to put a ticker on the bottom so that it'll always just be there that way. Yeah. Wait, how do I do the ticker on the bottom? Okay. I'm going to do like this. That's the thing about live trainings. You just rolling with me live. Okay. So I'm going to do this little thing at the bottom. So Gym Masterclass. So if you are, if you're not inside Gym Masterclass, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, come on inside here so that you can rock with us. So Carol said, I have ideas that are not fully fleshed out. Okay. AC Salam said, yeah, me, I do. Candace said me. Teresa said, I recently been working on one idea with AI, and this season I'm getting over my fear of falling. Okay. Candace said, I have a few ideas. Lovely said, I have many ideas and I'm working on one to generate 10K a month. Yay! Okay, so Lovely JR, she was actually in my training. I do a training probably once a quarter. It's called Bring Your Idea to Life. It's a Saturday private training. And so Lovely JR was in my training. All right, so you all have ideas. So let me ask you another question. So let me just tell you, this is my teaching style. Okay, so I like it. I love interaction. I love engagement. Okay, so I don't like to just lecture, but I want to see who's here. I want to ask you, why haven't you executed on your idea yet? Because here's what I know, just in me coaching people, talking to people, training people, this is what I've seen. And if it's one of these, let me know. And if it's something else, just say whatever that is. So here's some of the reasons why I know people don't execute. One, they don't have the tools. They have this idea, but they don't know how to get there. Two, they don't have the accountability or the motivation. So maybe they just don't have somebody in their life that's holding them accountable, that's actually motivating them. Number three, they have a fear of failure. Okay. And number four, they have a fear of success. So those are four things that I've seen personally. One, they don't know, they don't have the strategies, they don't know how to do it. They don't have the tools or strategy. Two, they don't have the accountability or the motivation. Three, their fear of failure. Four, their fear of success. Do any of these ring true to any of you? Or is there something else? Is there simply something else? I'm in my own way, no one to help motivate me. So maybe some accountability, right? Lovely JR says, I'm learning how to use AI chat GPT to assist me. Okay. Number two, which was, I don't know, what was number two? I'm talking off the dome, y'all. Number two was accountability. Yeah, number two was accountability, motivation. I think that was number two. Okay, Sally. Okay. All right. What else we got? Who else? Who else? Who else? All of those mentioned, Carol. Tools and strategy, Keisha. Okay. Okay. So I want to tell you that you're not alone. A lot of us get stuck in what we call analysis paralysis. We have these ideas and we get stuck at start and we're acting like we're ready to launch, but really we're just stuck. And so what you have to do is just go. And there's a saying that the idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it belongs to he who executes it, right? Also, people tend to wait for perfection. I had a guy who is a big Hollywood executive producer. He called me, he scheduled a one-on-one coaching call with me. And he said, Constance, I see you doing your thing. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, I want to see how. Now, this man has shows on major networks. Okay. Why are you calling me? I'm just a little small time, got a little podcast that I be doing every now and then, just trying to help the Black people, right? And so he said, so we get on a call, and like I said, he has this big production. He has shows that everybody's seen, that everybody probably on here has seen. And I said, well, what's going on? He says, well, I want to do a podcast, and I want to have a podcast that I am that I'm just sharing my Hollywood stories, like background Hollywood stories. I said, okay, well, what's the problem? He was like, well, I don't know how to start it. And I said, you know, your problem is, because I think there's so many people who would want to hear this. So many people who will be interested. You're waiting for perfection. Because he's used to having these multi-million-dollar budgets and having all these big things. And my advice to him was simply just do it. Be like Nike and just do it. Don't wait for you to have this big budget. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Because you see people will spend thousands of dollars. Like, I want to do a podcast. They spending thousands of dollars on these podcasts and nobody's watching. So why don't you just do it? Beta now, better later, push it out there. And then let it get better. I don't have a big production. I'm at my home office in my home, and I'm just sharing and helping people. And some of this may go out a little bit later. I don't know. It depends on if there's something that I say that I think is good that I might repurpose or whatever. But I'm just sharing information. And I'm grateful that some of the information, some of it goes viral. You may have came across me because some of my information goes viral. You know why? Because I don't wait for perfection. I just do it. And so that's what a lot of people's problem is they wait for things to be perfect. And I'm going to tell you right now, perfection doesn't exist. So you just got to just get on it and execute it and stop waiting for perfection. Okay? So sometimes just do it. Do it afraid, do it ashamed, do it scared, even if you're embarrassed. Okay? There is this thing that I call the fear factor. Okay? With every business, you will fail. And I failed many times. Failed in my life many times, whether it was bankruptcy, whether it was financial, whether it was investments that I made that I failed on, I failed. Okay. But that failing, that was just a trial period. That was learning. Thomas Edison, who stole the light bulb from a black man, but he had a very great saying. He said, it's not that I've failed 10,000 times, because he said on the 10,000th time, that light bulb that he stole, he said, it's not just that I failed 10,000 times. I just found 99 ways it didn't work. That's learning. The reason why WD-40 is called WD-40, do you know? Because there was 39 ways it didn't work. The reason why 409, Formula 409 is called Formula 409 is because there were 408 ways it didn't work. A lot of times you will look at the first sign of failure, and then you'll go turn around with your legs, your tail tucked between your legs, and then you'll stop and you'll give up because you've had one instance of failure. But understand that it doesn't matter, because that's just the learning. That's going to make you better. I'm a great real estate agent because I failed. I've had the trial and error. So when people come to me, I've had every transaction that you could think of. So when people come to me, I'm like, oh, that's easy. You do blah, 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 blah. Because I failed enough to understand how things work. The second thing I say in that fear factor is embarrassment. If you're not willing to be embarrassed by it, then you don't want it bad enough. I've been embarrassed. Shit doesn't always look good. I don't have the best aesthetics. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not afraid to put something out there. And if it doesn't work, then I just retry it again, right? Research and development, try it again. That's what we have to do. So, for example, if you've ever heard the story I tell about when I first started in real estate, I didn't have no cool clothes. I didn't have a cool car. My daughter was very young. She was like 2 years old. Yeah, she was like maybe 2 years old. And I was just, listen, everybody at the company had a Mercedes, and, that's what they told us to do. I had a Ford Windstar minivan. Sometimes I'm up work, sometimes it didn't. So I'm driving down the street in my Ford Windstar minivan. I got some clients up in the car. The husband sitting in the back, the wife is sitting in the front. And as I'm turning the corner, now this thing would work sometimes the door would open, it would fly open while I'm driving. And the door flew open as I'm turning the corner. And I see the husband in the rearview mirror, and I'm seeing him trying to hold the door closed for dear life. And I'm mortified, I'm embarrassed. But what I had to do is I had to overcompensate with my service. So I did not have the best clothes. I was not totally prepared. You guys out here, y'all have everything that you need at the tip, in the palm of your hands. When I first started in business, we didn't have the internet. I'm a dinosaur. So I had to go out there and dial for dollars or knock on doors or do all the things, and you have it right here. So there's no reason in the world why you shouldn't be able to have something, put some stuff out there, see what works, see what doesn't work. The fear is going all in, no plan Bs. So just making sure that, you're totally focused on that thing. If you still have a job, let that job be your investor to your dream. If you're working from 9 to 5, from 6 to 10, you are working on your dream, but you have to give it time. There's not ever going to be the right time when you're able to start something. If it's weekends, dedicate your weekend to doing it. But you guys got the cheat code. The cheat code is the internet. The cheat code is Google. The cheat code is AI. You have everything you need in the palm of your hands. You have the cheat code. So make sure that you go all in. When I first started in business, I got laid off from my job. I was gonna do real estate on the side. I'm gonna do real estate. I was in IT. I'm gonna do real estate on the side, and I got laid off. I just got thrown out there. That was the biggest blessing in the world. Why? Because I was able to singularly focus. I had just enough money, and even though I didn't have that much money, you guys, and if I could show you, well, I show the people who are inside my communities my spreadsheet that I had in 2002, 2003. Same spreadsheet. I use it to this day. It shows you all the money going out, all the money coming in. I had no money. I'm on unemployment back then. I don't know. It was probably what, $300 a week or something like that. No money coming in, but money going out with my unemployment. So I still had to invest in myself. I still had to invest in my business, and I was okay with that. And there was the first 6 months, I didn't make one sale. I didn't make one sale. Y'all don't make a sale for a month, and y'all want to give up. Let me tell my daughter to get on this call because she got to get on this call. But I had no sales for 6 months. Let me tell Kyle, get on the call, get on the training. This type of stuff she need to be in anyway. My daughter's in real estate, but of course I share all these with her all the time anyway. Let me see if she already okay. So these are the things that we have to do. We got to put money out, even though we're not making any money. The first year in business, I made $70,000. That's what I made as an IT professional back in 2002. So I matched my income the first year, even though I made no money for the first 6 months. And I was on a 50-50 split. What does that mean? I had to give the brokerage 50% of my money. So I'm on a 50-50 split. I make $70,000. So I did really well from July. I think it wasn't even until July to December, July or August. So I didn't even start making money until the last part of the year. And then once it started rolling. I've never made under 6 figures since, but that's what it was. I had to I had to have the faith. I had to do my own self-motivating. We had the internet back then. We did have the internet. We didn't have social media back then. So we had the internet, but we didn't have social media. So all I did was emailed everybody. If you look at my book, this book right here, it's funny because I have actually the first email that I sent out to everybody when I first got my real estate license. It was from Constance Smith at Constance_Smith at yahoo.com, y'all. And I said, hey friends, I just want to let you know, y'all got to get my book. Hey friends, I just want to let you know, I just got my real estate license and I would like to help you buy or sell a home. The reason I chose to get into this field is that I just want to help people. My mission has never changed. I just want to help people reach their dreams. I want to help people who never thought that they could own a home, own one. If you're in the market for a home, either buying or selling, please let me know, Constance. That is what started the wheels going, because I just wanted to help people. That's the reason why I got into the business anyway. So as I'm helping people, then they're like, oh, can you help my mama? Can you help my daddy? Can you help my auntie? Can you help my cousin? And that's how the business began to grow, because it took away from me being transactional, calling 100 people, getting 10 appointments, closing 2 deals, to being transformational. How do I help you? How do I help you change your life? And that's what my businesses have been built on forever, is the help. I just want to help you change your life. The R in the fear factor, what's up, Ty, is the risk. Taking a risk. A lot of us are afraid to take risks in business, in life, because we're afraid we will fail. So imagine yourself standing on a ledge and you are ready to jump off. You're ready to dive off, but you're afraid. You're not going to do it because you're afraid that you might fall. But what if you grew wings and you actually flew? You are your biggest commodity and your biggest investment. And that's one of the things that keeps a lot of people from making that decision to just do it. Just do it. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you to do anything that's going to be detrimental towards your house. I'm not telling you to give up your house or anything like that so that you can go for your dreams. I ain't asking you to be homeless. I'm not asking you to sell the farm. I'm not asking you to give the deed to your car. But what I am asking you is to take the time and the space and the energy towards the thing, because I'm telling you, there is enough out here for everyone. There's enough out here for everybody to have it. The problem is that most of us are not willing to do what it takes in order to get it. We've become complacent. And if you haven't learned anything in this season, in this administration, in this time, at such a time as this, is that nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's coming to save you, Black people, white people. Y'all know it now too. But I tell you what, we have been trained and conditioned for such a time as this. So now what I want you to do is I want you to take advantage of such a time as this. So how do we do that? Well, we got to start taking on these ideas. We got to start executing on these ideas. Okay. So what do you need to do in order to turn your idea into income? First, you have an idea. The second thing that you need to do is create an offer. Now, ideas are everywhere. I think the problem that most people have is a monetization. Okay. So most people, a lot of, like you guys all said, I got an idea, but you don't know how to monetize it. Monetization is the problem. Well, how do I get to a place where I'm able to monetize them? Execution is common, but getting paid, that's the rare thing. And if you're honest, some of you have been sitting on your idea for years, right? You've been maybe talking about it with your friends, maybe thinking about it. You might have even posted about it, but your bank account has not caught up yet. So let's talk about different types of people three different types of people who have ideas, right? Idea owners. So I'm going to talk about three different types of people. You have one who's a thinker. All of y'all said y'all think. You got a great idea. You got notebooks full of ideas, voice notes full of ideas, but no income attached. Let me tell you a story about my friend Robert Owens. He created this. Ooh. Has anybody seen this? He might even be watching. Has anybody seen this? This thing is called the bump box. It's a multi-million-dollar company. I was just in Stockton, California last week. He used to be a tenant of mine. Now he's a multi-millionaire. But he went to prison. So when I met him, he had just gotten out of prison. He didn't have any credit. But one of the things he said is, I had a notebook full of ideas when I was in prison. And what I'm learning, because I posted something about him a few weeks ago, and all the people were saying, oh, I remember when he used to hustle diapers, and I remember he used to have this. And he was just out there always hustling. He always was just a hustler. And until he found his niche. I remember when he did the $8 pizza truck. We were talking about that when he came to DC 2 weeks ago, about last week or 2 weeks ago. And he and I were talking. I said, whatever happened to that? He said, just wasn't making any money, but it was a great idea. I love the business, love the people who work for me, but it just didn't make any money. He's not afraid to execute. But when he was in prison, he said, I had a ton of ideas. I had notebooks full of ideas. This man, so when I was at his shop a couple weeks ago, he was telling me about all the different ideas. He has this building that's actually by my mama house. I hadn't even seen it before. I was like, whose ugly ass building is this? It's called Daily Deals. It's in Stockton, California. And I was like, what is this? Turns out this boy owns this building. He's able to get a bunch of different deals, like stuff that you get from Costco, TVs and all that stuff. And he sells them between 30 and 50 and 80% off inside the warehouse. So he has a warehouse, right? He also does it online. So he does where he sells all this stuff online. He has a warehouse full of stuff. He just sells it online. I wish I had the website because I would give it to you. My point is that he has all of these ideas. It started from one and then he expanded, right? So you need to get really clear on one idea. But the point is he's an executor. So I said, how many businesses do you have right now going right now? He says, I have 5 businesses. I said, how much do you generate on each business? He said, I won't start a business unless each one of them are doing at least $10 million in sales, at least $10 million. Okay. So this is a guy who is not afraid to start something. Notebook full of stuff, went to prison, came out, started from zero and just started putting his ideas out there. Some of them worked. More of them didn't work than they did. The point is he did it until it worked. And now he has 5 businesses that do $10 million plus every single year. This is the same thing that you can do. You just have to get it started. Okay. So that's a thinker. They have the ideas, notebooks. This is Rob. Then you have the builder. You might have started it. Maybe you got a logo. Maybe you got a page. Anybody in here got a logo, got a page? You started doing that thing. Listen, inside my community, I will help you get started. I got VAs that can help you put your stuff together, all of that stuff, right? Oh, you Daily Deal Warehouse. Yeah, it's in Stockton, California, in case you didn't know. It's a big blue ugly building too, y'all. Big blue ugly building. I was like, y'all done messed up my mama's neighborhood. Then he was like, oh, that's me. Like, you done messed up my mama. I said, why you painted that color? He was like, I don't know, I just did it. And then he was like, first day, we did I think he said he did something like $800,000 in sales the first day, no advertising. That big ugly, it was like blue and yellow, like Warriors colors, like blue and yellow, but it just looked just janky and cheap. But he know how to make the money. So the people, the builder, those are the people who might have a logo, you might have a page, you might have a product, but you don't have any income. That might be you. You started some things, but now you need to elevate. You need to go to the next level. Okay. And then the third person is you are the monetizer. Now, this is where we need to go. You got a clear offer. Your unique value proposition. That's one thing that's really important, because a lot of people have these great businesses. They don't know how to articulate their unique value proposition. And that's one thing that I do very, very, very well. You can tell me what it is that you're doing. You give me a speech, and then I'll tell it back to you. And I'll tell it to you in a way that you can sell it to anybody. A lot of you don't know how to do that. You have this great business, but you don't know how to articulate your value. And that's important. And then you have the builder. The monetizer. And the monetizer is your clear offer, your clear audience, and your consistent cash flow. The goal is not just to have an idea. The goal is to be paid from your idea. Okay. So the blockers are you're selling the idea, not the outcome. I'll need you to write this down. When you talk to people, you're selling the idea and not the outcome. You're not telling people what they will get as a result of working with you. You're just talking about the idea. This is what I'm doing. When you put it out there, okay, that's awesome. But with them, write down WIIFM. WIIFM. Yeah, it was the old Big Lots on Country Club. Yep, Cynthia. Yeah, you see that place? It's terrible, but he making some money. What's in it for me? WIIFM. What's in it for me? Yep. Chris said what the with them, it's what's in it for me. You're not giving the idea to the people of what there you go. For anybody who wants to know, Daily Deal wholesale.com. If y'all want to buy from his I think it's online, right? He has an online thing where he does streaming. They stream it every day. I think in the morning they stream real quick. They stream their products. So they sell them online as well. But the with them, what's in it for me? People don't know what's in it for them. So you're just selling your idea, but you're not selling what the outcome is. And people are not trying to pay for your ideas. They want to pay for transformation. Nobody buys, oh, I'm offering credit education. What they buy is, I can get you approved for a house. Okay. Yeah, I want to be educated on credit, but what is it in it for me? I'm going to be able to buy a house. I'm going to be able to get a car with a lower rate. Nobody buys business coaching. They buy, I want to make my first $10,000. Okay. So you got to reframe what it is that you are selling as an outcome. That's the first thing. Okay. The second thing is you don't have a clear buyer. If you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. Hello? If you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. What's your avatar? What is an avatar? Who's your target audience? Who are they? What do they look like? So you have to have a clear idea of who your avatar is, who's your target audience. You're talking to everybody. Have you heard of the term getting rich in your niche? Understand that if you target to a specific person or demographic or a specific people or a specific niche, it doesn't mean that you're only working with those people, but you are able to articulate your unique value proposition specifically for those people. Other people are going to come too. But there are enough people in your market, in your avatar, in your lane that can make you enough money that can sustain you and make you wealthy. You don't got to market to everybody, but that's one of the things that people make mistakes on is that that's the one thing. First thing I ask, well, who's your audience? Everybody. Who is your audience? If it's everybody, it's nobody. So you got to get really clear on who your audience is. Okay. So if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. Get clear. And number 3, I already told you what it was. Perfection. You're hidden by perfection. You're overthinking your logos, your website, your color, instead of making an offer. Perfection does not pay the bills. Okay? Execution pays the bills. Okay? So I want you to write this down. Problem, person, problem, profit. So problem plus person plus promise equals profit. Problem plus person plus promise equals profit. Okay? So let me break it down. It's the problem. What is the problem you're solving? What are the pain points of the person that you're talking to? What are the pain points? What are the things that they are dealing with? So I see you said, Gerald, my avatar is young adults. So what is their pain? What is it that they're dealing with specifically that they need help with that you can solve their problem? Specifically, what is it that they are dealing with? My avatar is young people. Okay. What's going on with the young people? Okay. So that's what you need to think about. What pain are you solving? The person who specifically has that pain, young adults. What's the promise? What are the results? As a result of working with me, this can happen. Okay. So say I'm a credit repair person. I help women fix their credit. Weak. Here's a real promise. I help professional women increase their credit score 100 points in 90 days so that they can get approved for a home. Now that's sales, right? Your clarity creates currency. I want you to write that down. Clarity creates currency. When you are clear about what it is that you're saying, that's what generates revenue. Is this good? Is this good? Let me know it's good. Let me know it's good in the comments. Is this good? Yeah. Clarity equals what? Currency. Clarity creates currency. Now, I want to get practical, okay? Because I don't do theory. I like results. I don't want you just to be a hearer of the word. Anytime you come anywhere, Constance Carter doing something, I want you to be a doer of the word. What does the Bible say? Pastor Cynthia, I see you on there. I don't want you to be a hearer of the word. I want you to be a doer of the word. Okay? So say you want to make money in the next 7 days. I will say this. I have a Stripe account on my phone. Right? I probably had 4 sales since I've been on here. I get dings all day from my Stripe account. Stripe account is a payment account. It's where people buy things. Because I have offers, I have funnels that are set up to where somebody's buying something, a product or a service. Because I'm very clear about who it is that I'm talking to and what their needs are. So now I have a solution for your problems. And so therefore, that translates into what? Currency. Okay, clarity translates into currency. So that's what I need you to do. So if you want to make money in the next 7 days, a couple things that you need to do. Okay, you need to identify a painful problem. Okay, I remember when, I don't say the internet first came out, but I remember when I hated calling my hairdresser because I was like, you know what? I want to create something like maybe an online appointment system because I don't want to call her and schedule no appointment. That was me. That was a problem. I didn't want to call and make an appointment. So I was like, I wish there was a scheduling system that was out there that I could use to schedule my appointments. Now you have all these scheduling programs out there that people are making millions of dollars from. That was me. That was me before I should have did that. That should have been me. Calendly. I think a brother created Calendly. It's dope. That was me. I could have been making them millions of dollars from Calendly. Somebody else did it. Because idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it. It belongs to he who executes it. So somebody else had that same problem. And they said, it would be cool if I created a solution for this problem. And oh, by the way, I know that there are people on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube. You guys, if you guys want to get inside here, and I have a free gift at the end. Go to gymmasterclass.com. You see it's scrolling down there. Go to gymmasterclass.com so you can come inside the portal so that you can get a copy of this free gift that I have for you when we finish this. Okay. So think about what that thing is in the next 7 days. Okay. Something not something cute, y'all, but something that's really urgent. You don't need a website. You don't need a logo. You just need a solution. Okay. So what is that thing? Maybe you offer a 1-hour strategy session to somebody to do a certain thing. Maybe you want to do a 3-day challenge. You don't even need a lot of people. You don't need a lot of followers. That's a big myth. People are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, and they don't even have big followers, big following. And that's one thing that people have to overcome because they think, oh, I'm not going to be able to sell anything because if you have a great offer, all you got to do is do a great ad, put money into an ad on social media, and that will get out beyond your current sphere of influence. Okay. So you create that. You have a solution to a painful problem. You don't need a website. You don't need logo. You don't need none of that stuff. And you create some type of solution. And here's the thing. Here's something that Lisa Nichols taught me. Y'all want to know what Lisa Nichols taught me? Y'all want to know? She said, sell it before you build it. Yep. A lot of times people will take so much time out of building this big thing. I got this big thing and I'm going to build this big thing. And if I build it, they will come. And so they'll take all the time building this big thing and nobody shows up. Have an idea, articulate your unique value proposition, and then sell it. And then get people in the class. And then you build it. Yeah. Scary? No, it's not. Because here's the thing, you guys. This is what I need you to understand. There are things that you do easily, that people will pay you handsomely for, that come easily to you. And you don't even think that people will pay you for them because it comes so easy to you. Okay. So Lisa Nichols, I just mentioned Lisa Nichols, right? She's got one of the coldest mouthpiece in the world. One of the best motivational speakers in the world. And I took her global leadership training. This is with business owners from around the globe. This is from people from Europe and Africa and all over the United States. Everybody in our class, right? The training is $30,000 at the time. All of us are in this training. And one day she's doing a speaker class. She's doing classes on speaking. And I was like, you need to do a training just on that. And she's like, on that? I say, yeah, girl, why aren't you doing a training just on speaking? And she was like, well, how much would you pay for it? And I was like, I paid $10,000 for it. Everybody in the class was like, shut up, Constance. Why would you say that? We wanted to get it for cheaper. But I saw the value in it, right? She's a dope ass speaker. And she was like, really? So she created this speaker training. It was called Speakers Mastermind at the time. And at that time, it became her best product. And she was like, wow, now this is somebody who's done millions and millions and millions of dollars in training and transformation. She's been on Oprah. She's been on every show. She's been all over the world, all over the world, several times over. And she said, I didn't think that it would be valuable to people because it came so easy to me. I didn't think that people would buy it because it came so easy to me. What? Yeah. So there's some things that come really easy to you and you're sitting on it and you're like, people aren't going to value it because it's easy. I remember for me, like I was doing some training with my team and I was like, why you gotta do this? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, why aren't they doing it? And my partner at the time said, Constance, you got to understand just because it's easy to you, doesn't mean it comes easy to everybody else. And I was like, oh, I thought these motherfuckers was just being lazy. It was really that they just didn't know. It came easy to me. And so there are things that you do that come easy to you that people will pay you for that you just haven't done. Yeah. So what is that thing? Create it. Do it. You don't need to create the whole thing first. You just need to validate it. Then you go where your audience already is. Social media, DMs, your phone contacts, your email list. Money is in conversation, not content. Money is in conversation and not content. So that's what I want you to do. Go out there and be like Nike and just do it. And here's a part that nobody talks about. To make money from your idea, you have to stop seeing yourself as, I'm just trying to do something. Start seeing yourself as, I solve problems and I get paid for it. It's the mindset shift. Because until that shifts, your income is going to reflect that. Okay? So you ain't hustling. I got this idea. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what you're doing. It's how you got to position yourself. That's also a thing that I'm finna do this. I'm about to do this. No, you got to position yourself as the authority, whether you're the authority or not. Somebody said a lot of people have imposter syndrome. Somebody said that I think Deborah will win. Yeah. Well, you are that. You're all of that. And nobody knows different. Whether you belong in the room, whether you think that you are the expert or not, you are. Whether you think you can or you can't, it is. So if you think you can, guess what? You won't be able to. But if you think you can, you will. It's everything is right here. It starts right here. So all you got to do is just be like Nike and do what? Just do it. That's it. And so that's how you take your idea and you bring it to life. Now, you are literally one idea away from success. You're one decision. You have to learn how to stop playing small, all the lies that you told yourself about what you couldn't do, about what somebody else, a lot of times it'd be lies that somebody else told us. I'm gonna tell you this. My dad is probably the best, not probably, my dad is hands down the best man I've ever met in my whole life. It's my father. He told me I was going to be the president of the United States when I was little. And he said I was going to be the first president. He told me how smart I was. My mom told me I was smart too. My dad, that was my hero. But I remember when I was getting ready to open up my own brokerage, I said, Dad, what do you think? And he advised me to maybe you should stay put a little bit longer, learn a little bit more. So I stayed put maybe for about a year. And I ended up getting a position as a manager inside this big real estate company. And I was like, this is what God told me to do. He told me to move. He told me to go. So when I got ready to go, I was like, Dad, this other guy, he went out when I was supposed to go out. He did all these things and he was successful. And my dad told me, Nisi, you ain't gonna be able to do what he was able to do because you Black and you a woman and he's white and he's a man. Now, if I tell my dad this to this day, he might get upset about it. But he wasn't saying that to me to discourage me. He was being a realist as far as what he knew. My dad was born in the 40s in Gould, Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? So he was born in Jim Crow South. And so there was no frame of reference from me being his daughter. Of course, you have a lot of stuff on the outside, but that was his reality. It doesn't mean it was mine. And so I was taken back a little bit. The man who told me I could be the president of the United States, I was a little bit. I felt like I was in the color purple. You're Black, you're ugly, you're a woman, like that. Now he's like, I knew you could do it, baby. I went on to build this great business and all these other things. And now I help thousands of people now do the same thing because it starts in the mind. And a lot of times, like I was saying, it's not even your belief that's stopping you. It's somebody else's belief. It's somebody else's limitations that they put on you that you've adopted. It's a lie that somebody told you about yourself, but you got to get out of that. You got to get out of it. Okay. So I want you to take on that challenge. And listen, I put together two things. So for those of you who are on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and all the other platforms. If you're not inside the gym masterclass, well, I'm gonna give you something free. But let me just tell you this: on April, let me go find it. I'm doing a full day Bring Your Idea to Life, where we're gonna get down and dirty. It's a boot camp. It is a small boot camp of like-minded individuals that I'm going to help you specifically with your business. How many people want to be helped specifically with their business? I know there was some of you guys who said that the reason why I haven't done it is because I don't have the strategies, I don't have the accountability, I don't have the know-how. Well, it's time for you to start investing in yourself. So if you don't have any of that stuff, any of the strategy tools, I'm taking a Saturday out of my day. This used to be a 2-day boot camp. It's going to be just one day, 8-hour boot camp from 10 a.m. to 10 to 4, I think, 10 to 4, all day, Eastern, okay, where I'm going to be working with you specifically on your business. And Lord Jesus, I want you to I want to help you to be able to bring your business and give you a 30-day action plan that's going to help you to start monetizing. So I'm going to give you the guidance. Okay. So this is normally a $297 training. This is what I charged before for this training. This is going to be one day. It's only $97. This is something that I have. If you've taken my training before, you know that it was $297 before. It's $97. And I'm sorry for those who took it before that paid $97. You're still going to get great value. You can still come back and take it. If you took it before and you want to get back in it, and you can come in it for free. And I'll give you the information for those who've taken the training before. But you're going to spend a day with me, and we're going to flesh out your idea. And we're going to put you in a position where you're not just a hearer of the word, but you're actually a doer. So if you go to Bring Your Idea to Life, let me see if I have the .com. It is Saturday. I was trying to do it sooner. Idea2life.com. And here's the thing about it. You can buy it with Klarna or I think Afterpay. It's only $97. Go to Bring Your Idea, the number 2 life.com. Okay. Register for this training. You will spend the entire day with me, and we're going to make sure that we take that idea of yours, get you off the fence, get you out your head, get you out of analysis paralysis, and get you on the road to where you can really start to make money from your idea. That's how businesses start. Y'all, listen. There's a video that I'm gonna push out a little bit after this, which I'll just talk about how there's not enough Black-owned businesses. If you go into our communities, you see less than 3% of the businesses in Black communities are Black-owned, but you will see some of everybody else. We need to start investing in ourselves. I believe Black people, because we have the spending power. We have $2 trillion of spending power. Only 2% is spent with our community. Why is that? Not because we don't want to. It's because we just don't have the businesses to spend with. So you're needed. You're necessary. People will spend with you. Okay. So you just need to know how to do it. Business is business. I don't do businesses. I don't do business. I do business. And I want to show you how to create a sustainable business. So go to Bring Your Idea, the number 2 life.com. It's a 1-day training. It's $97. It's all day. It is a boot camp. You're going to get in breakouts. It's going to be interactive. You're going to be able to talk. You're going to be able to, all the stuff, all the things. Okay. So go to Bring Your Idea, the number 2 life.com. All right. And then for those of you who want to go deeper, you want mentorship, you want strategy, you want real accountability. That's what we do inside the Net 7 Collective. Okay. So the Net 7 Collective is a community of Black women. I see some of the ladies in Net 7 are in here. And y'all, if you don't know about it, let me just show you. People always ask me, what is the Net 7 Collective and what do you actually learn inside this community? Inside this community, you will learn how to bring your ideas to life. So if you have a dream or a business concept that you've been sitting on, I'm going to show you how to turn it into something real. You'll learn how to set up your business entity. You'll learn how to build your credit so that you can leverage it to build your wealth. You'll learn how to invest in real estate and stocks and additional revenue streams that help you create long-term stability. You'll learn side hustles that generate real income. You'll learn how to build a brand that reflects really who you are. You're going to learn about drop shipping. You're going to learn how to create your own podcast. You're going to learn how to develop your public speaking skills.
how to market your business so that it grows. Net 7 was a 12-week program, but I decided to make it a lifetime membership because I'm so invested in Black women, especially with what's going on. 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs. So I want to make sure that these women have everything that they need so that they can thrive in this current environment. I'm committed, and I only want women who are also committed. So if this is something that speaks to your heart, you're trying to figure out your next, then join this community of brilliance.
Hey, Net 7 Collective is the best. I just want to tell you, hands down, it's the best community ever. Like the best women, not in there. Not only do you have me teaching concepts, but you have all these brilliant women. And I don't know if you've been following me. If you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, go over there and see. I'm spotlighting everybody from Net 7. I'm spotlighting all the ladies who are in the program, just so you can kind of see what kind of dope ass women we have. So if you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman who's interested in joining our community, please. Oh, you know what? For this month too, it's Net 7. Everything is 25% off. So Net 7 is 25% off. Use the code BWHM, and you know what? The code should actually work for the Bring Your Idea to Life too. 25% off. So use a BWHM. I ain't think about that. So use the BWHM for whatever program that you want to use, or you want to get into. BWHM will give you 25% off of all my whether you want to do one-on-one coaching with me, you want to do strategy, your wealth strategy, whatever. Use BWHM. That'll give you 25% off. Yeah. Now I'm gonna release everybody who's not in the stream right now, and I'm gonna give you guys a free gift. So everybody, if you're on Facebook, go to gymmasterclass.com. It's right there at the bottom. Go to gymmasterclass.com if you want to get this information. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. Remove you. Boom. Other Facebook. Remove. And then YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Remove y'all. And then the other YouTube.